My project submission for this hackathon is an integration of Cortex with Apache Pulsar. I was able to configure and get Cortex working as a tired backend for Pulsar. What is Apache Pulsar? Pulsar is a Kafka kind of message broker, except that it has good persistence capabilities using Bookkeeper, which is another Apache project. So Pulsar has topics to which applications can publish data or subscribe and receive data. That is what a message broker is. And this is what we have done. We made an integration which allows Pulsar to offload very old messages which are in the topic to Cortex. What this allows applications of large scale is to offload data from costly storage devices to cheap storage. Currently, this is still possible, but as far as you know, people use some intermediary between the message broker and storage in terms of data flow. They use Flink or they use Spark with connectors connecting, and both these solutions are slightly tedious, especially because there is code written by 3 different parties here. There is Spark involved, there are 2 connectors which have different code base, and there is, apart from the user code here within the Spark job and Flink job. Instead, Pulsar has a capability to configure tired storages directly within the configuration. It has the capability to interface with S3 server, GCP storage, and a couple of other protocols as well. So here, using S3's Motor S3 server or Cortex's S3 server, we were able to get topics, the old data in a topic, into an S3 bucket on Cortex. So what does this allow us to do? So there are many benefits of this. The major ones is that you can scale for traffic and data separately. So you can add more broker nodes if you want, if you have to serve more clients. But if you have more data, then you don't bother with scaling up this cluster, but you just add storage. And Cortex will guarantee the consistency and storage ability as per the documentation. What does this allow us? This gives us the capability for another benefit is unlimited data stream. This will allow us to stream data into a broker and forget about it. Fire and forget messaging, where the data will get stored in a very cheap storage where you don't have to worry about the cost. And years later, many millions of messages later, petabytes later, if you want to look at what is there in the topic at some point in the early past, you will be able to retrieve the message by simply reading topics in Pulsar just like any other reader would. Yep. So theoretically, this could mean that every single event which we observe in the universe can be can be converted into data and pushed down to a database, and we will be able to get it back without much capacity constraints. Yeah, these kind of solutions, as I said, were existing, and there were attempts to do this, but as far as I know, they involve setups with hassles where you have to scale a Spark job separately and have to worry about its maintenance and deployment. So what does this kind of data flow help? This integration help? It helps data types like time series, traces, and training data, especially where there is very minimal transformations to do between data collection and data storage. So, for example, if there is not much transformation happening here, it is too much work to set up this stuff just to offload data to storage. So for this kind of data, it is very helpful to have this integration. Training data, typically we just collect data from some software, and then we want to use it as training data for a recommendation engine. So it helps workloads like instrumentation, simulation, backtesting, metrology, and these are applicable in these industries. It is suitable for recommendation engines for training, oracles which want to keep all the data with themselves and then be able to stream new data into themselves. IoT trading floors, this is where people need data to back test their algorithms. Flight simulation, we typically this involves reproducing the exact scenario which took place during a flight accident or flight incident earlier. Network simulation, this is where people collect traces from nodes moving in a mobile network and then see how mobile latency and uh, other parameters perform. What is the future of this integration? This integration, hopefully with an ETL. So currently we are able to stream data into Pulsar and then store it into a very cheap storage. Let's say this is what we were able to achieve and do it for all the data ever existing. If we have some ETL capability on the database here, so essentially we are able to write very large ETL queries over the messages which have schema, then I think all the data which we have should preferably be in this format. I don't see why we need so many other data flows. That is because most data which we have in the world is arrives as streams. It's our inability to process it at once, or our requirement to process it later, that makes us store this somewhere and then process it using batch jobs. So ideally, we get a stream, we are able to store it somewhere, and if we query it using some ETL, this is a very nice capability for people with large data needs. I have recorded another video to show the reproduction of the integration because it takes a lot of time, but you can find that link here down and also in the repository. Thank you.